Hey, I'm Lisa Smith, and I help six-figure female entrepreneurs retire by age 45. Let's talk today about think to yourself, I've always wanted to learn to invest. So, is it possible to learn to invest? I have a lot of women who come to me and say, Lisa, I've always wanted to learn to invest, and I don't know the first thing about the stock market. It doesn't we don't require experience for you to learn to invest. So we're going to start at the mastermind starts at this is the stock market, and then it builds on itself. So do you have to know anything about investing to be a successful investor? No. In fact, most people who come into the mastermind aren't they haven't had like a ton of experience with investing. And really the thing you want to know is we want to be able to compress time with investing. So you don't have to be a math whiz, you don't have to have a perfect financial background, you don't have to have tons of savings. If you watch Gunjini on her live, she talked about how she felt naked, right? She's like, I'm feeling naked because I'm showing Lisa all my finances. Like, I'm not judging you. I want to take you from wherever you're at to a successful investor. The minimum requirements are, I need you to have $500 to invest a month so that we can make this work for you. And also, I want you to be someone who's teachable, coachable. Are you willing to jump in and learn? That's the things that I care about. Are you a kind human being? Are you teachable? Are you willing to take instruction? If you're willing to learn and you're an action taker and you're going to jump and you're going to do amazing at learning to invest. So in some ways, it's going to benefit you if you don't already have all these preconceived notions or haven't gotten involved in stuff. Now, what do I do? So I help women become empowered, financially savvy investors. So I want to take you from wherever you're at right now, whatever your knowledge base is now, and I want you to be a long-term, lifelong. So once you become an investor, you don't just stop. We want you to be a lifelong wealth builder. I want you to start with whatever you have. You're going to get better and better. Success breeds success. And you're going to be a lifelong, you're going to grow wealth for the rest of your life. We're not going to spend all of our money at 65. You're going to become an investor. So you probably know this is a male-dominated field. When I go to investment meetings, it's me and a bunch of guys. I want to level the playing field and have women understand what it takes to be an investor. We're gonna go for the highest return with the lowest risk and the lowest cost. It is so easy to make millions of dollars over a period of time, like over 10 or 20 years. So look at Anne that's how we're going to use the same system that I used to retire. I was financially independent at 42, and I literally called my boss at 45 and said, I'm done in 2 weeks. So it's the same system that I used to become financially independent. It's the same system that Anne used to make $172,000 in 2 years. It's the same system that Gunjini, and both of these guys are women or mastermind members. Gunjini tripled her wealth in 3 months in the time that she's been on the mastermind. So it's the same system that I have friends who've made $1.5 million over time. And this is not a get rich quick. So what this is not Bitcoin, crypto, day trading, options, puts. That is nothing like that. This is you building wealth over time and you making it so that you can eventually live on your passive income. So my terminology for financial independence is that passive income exceeds expenses. So when you can live on your investments, then you become financially independent. That's the whole goal of the mastermind. I'm going to teach you exactly what I did to become financially independent. So before I started this online business, I retired at 45, and then I spent 6 years traveling the world, climbing Kilimanjaro. I remodeled a house for my mom and for my sister, and then I bought a big house out in the country on 8 acres and a tractor. And so now things are a little bit more slow, beautiful views in every direction. So to me, it is so important that you have financial peace, that you're sleeping at night. I do not want you laying in bed wondering, what am I going to do because my account balance is going down because the market is going down. You can make money whether the market goes up or down. And so my mastermind members are absolutely celebrating because they know that they're going to make a ton of money. We know that the market always recovers. So we're learning how to make money in a down market. So when the market's going up or the market's going down, you invest in different ways and you can make money either way and more money when the market's going down. So my goal is to have financially empowered women who are not laying in bed at night, who are not stressed out with their eyes open at 3 o'clock in the morning, wondering how they're ever going to leave the workforce. because they may be spending all of the money that comes in because they're still working. They're trading their time for money. And so we want to take it a portion of we want to earn our money once. So we earn the money, we use what we need to buy things, and then we invest that so that we're going to put our money to work for us. That's the whole point of becoming financially independent, is taking the money that you earn. We're going to earn our money one time, and then we're going to put it into the market, and then eventually that's going to throw off enough passive income for us to live on. And you should be making more every year in retirement. And then I actually want you to give back and create some kind of charitable situation where you make the world a better place. Those are the steps. Become financially independent, make more money than you'll ever need, and then give back and create a legacy that lasts up to 7 generations. So you don't have to stress out every day or ignore your financial accounts and say, well, I don't look at my bank account, or I don't look at my checking account, or I just don't look at, my bills or whatever. That is a sign that you're not comfortable with finances, and we need to get you to a place where you have a really happy relationship with money. And so not only a happy relationship, but that it's working for you and you know how to make your money work for you. That's the most important thing. And we're going to talk about a lot of things in the mastermind, but I want you to, whatever the holes are missing for you, I want to fill in those holes of knowledge, take you by the hand, walk you from wherever you're at to financial independence. Is it a problem that you have debt? No, I had debt. I had to pay off a house, some credit cards, a little bit of credit cards, a little bit of a car, some student loans. I understand what it's like to be in debt. Is it a problem if you don't know anything about investing? No. So we know this information isn't taught in school. We know this information really isn't taught anywhere. I have business partners, and amongst us, we know how to do this, but this is something that I learned over a course of 30 years. I want to compress that time for you. Let's get you down to 5 or 7 years so that you can retire. I don't want you stressed out. I don't want you worried. I don't want you thinking I can never retire, or I'm embarrassed about my financial situation because I've made a truckload of money and I don't have anything to show for it. That doesn't matter. Like I've seen all sorts of people's finances, and I'm not going to sit there awake at night and like thinking, oh, so-and-so's got this or doesn't have that. No, I don't care where you're at. I care more about your attitude. So I want you to be teachable. I want you to learn and be willing and open to saying, hey, I want you to be able to follow instruction. Really, I want to pick people that are a good fit for this mastermind are people who are open to learning and have a really amazing attitude. So people are in all sorts of different financial situations. That doesn't bother me. I was a school teacher. And I've been very public in this group about saying the most I ever earned, maximum after 20 years of teaching as a school teacher, was almost $80,000. So it was 79799, something like that. It was really close to 80,000, but that's it. And I retired early at 45. I shaved 20 years off of my retirement time by investing and by being creative, and you're only limited by your own creativity. I don't care where you're at financially right now. You can always get better. And we're going to talk about mindset around money. We're going to talk about abundance. Even though I retired at 45, I still had some scarcity beliefs about money. And this last year, I've been working really hard on that. And my world has exploded, not only financially, but in all sorts of other areas, because I've opened myself up to abundance. And that's huge. And I used to be kind of like, oh, that's a bunch of malarkey, but it's not. It actually works. And as long as you take aligned action, but you have to know the steps. So there are actual steps that you can follow to set up a set it and forget it system for creating wealth. There is literally no reason for you to stress about this, to worry every single day. People stop looking at their accounts. They stop looking, or they do look at their accounts and they watch the news and they're freaking out because they know we have a recession. We know the recession is going to be around for a minute. These things don't, it takes a while to turn the Titanic. So it's going to be 12 to 24 months. We're going to have a recession. And the people in the mastermind are prepared for the recession. So they know exactly what to do. They know how to prepare. They know how to make the most money. And they're not laying up all night, maybe with excitement, but not with fear, not with worry, and not with anxiety. So let's eliminate all of that. I want you to teach your children how to invest. I want you to learn how to be an investor, and I want to change the course of your life. When I became financially independent, it almost took me a year to come to terms with how amazing it was. It was better than I thought, and I have an incredibly vivid imagination, and it was better than I thought, the time and the peace and being able to, I had paid off my mortgage. I didn't have any debt when I retired. And just being in this place of absolute joy and freedom. I can hardly describe it, what it's like, but it is so worth making small sacrifices now. I'm into delayed gratification. So if I can do something now, my whole life philosophy is make choices that give you more choices. And for me, becoming financially independent at age 45 shaved 20 years off of the time that I had to work. And it also gave me so much choice. And I was able to go and travel. I was in China for 6 weeks. I went to Belize for 6 weeks. I went to Mexico for 6 weeks and attended Spanish school. I climbed Kilimanjaro, so I was in Africa and all over Europe. It was this ultimate freedom. I could have flexibility. I could go, I love pickleball, so I could go play pickleball. I could go take people to the airport. I could babysit. It was amazing. I actually have spent, I think, a week and a half at watching my nieces and nephews while my sister and her husband traveled Europe, because I could be there and I can work from anywhere. So you see this background, but sometimes you guys will see me. I'm going on a retreat to Bali. That will be an amazing background. Or I could be working in Hawaii right now. I happen to like the snow, and so it's snowing outside. I'm getting ready for ski season. So it really is an important time to learn. If you are serious about building wealth, joining the mastermind now is imperative, because of the wealth that can be generated during a recession and the transfer of wealth that either goes away from you or to you. We want all the wealth to come to us, and we're not into get rich quick schemes. We're into building long-term wealth, and you will become a better investor every single year as you gain experience. But I want to put you on the path to success. I really, really care about the success of my clients. And so I want you to not have this stress, this constant burden. It's going to be amazing how you feel after that's relieved. It's a completely different way of living, of life. Your relationship with money is completely changed, and it becomes easy. And I'm gonna use that word because once you understand the steps that you need to take, it actually does become easy to build wealth. So I'm going to just say right now that you can make millions of dollars over time, and it's with no effort. I don't know if you saw the interview with Anne, who made $172,000 in 2 years. And she wasn't doing anything, and it just builds over time. That's how, but you have to be allocated correctly. You have to know what you're doing. The set and forget it system does that work for you. It does the heavy lifting, and you just work towards becoming financially independent. The more you put in, obviously, the faster that grows. But I noticed that when people get their finances in order, things automatically start happening for them. So they'll know where their numbers are. They're not afraid to look at their numbers. They're empowered. They're the boss of their money. They're telling their money where to go and what to do. And one of those major important things is investing. So if you don't know anything about the stock market, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I have taught this I taught 15 years at the university level, and then I've taught this probably for over 20 years. And most of the people that I teach about investing, they don't know anything about investing. They don't know even what the stock market is or how it works. And so we start out with that. So you're not going to be lost. You're not going to be like, oh, I don't know what's going on and everybody else knows. No, we have to have everybody the same foundation. So it's like the football coach that says, hey, I'm going to teach you how to tie your shoes and put your socks on correctly so you don't get blisters. Like, we're starting from there, and we're going to build on that, because I want everybody to have that same solid financial foundation. It's really an empowering and easy. So what I want to do is give you all of the gems for success. I don't want to say, here's the mountain and a shovel, go for it. I want to say, here's these steps, follow these steps to success. So it's a simplified process on purpose. And the mastermind classes are set up on purpose, and the knowledge base builds on top of itself. So we start out with, this is the stock market, and then we go to more complex stuff for investing and how you would handle if the market's going up or the market's going down. And really, if you follow the steps, your success is guaranteed. We can't guarantee anything in life, but you're pretty much guaranteed. All of the people that I have worked with who follow the steps have made money, anywhere from $100,000 to 1.8 million, and I've made at least that or more. And so, but this is something that actually works. And so it is, and I retired with this, so I'm not going to leave the workforce if I don't have enough in retirement. But I want you to have that choice. I want you to be rich with choice. So I want you to clone yourself in, I earn money once, and I put it to work for me. And eventually that money is going to spin off passive income that you're going to live on. And so the whole point of becoming financially independent is to have more passive income coming in than you have expenses. And I can show you how to know what number you need for when you can become financially independent, and also how to invest that so you can withdraw, how to grow that for the highest return. I actually haven't gotten with one client who has actually had their money allocated correctly. And so with Anne, you saw that one adjustment, that one thing made the difference of $172,000 in 2 years. Like her money was growing like this, and then if you look at the graph, it goes up. That's really important. The whole purpose of the mastermind is to get you from wherever you're at to financial independence. It is so important. If you know somebody who would be a good fit for the mastermind, if they're teachable and they don't know what to do with their investments and they have money sitting around, or they earn a lot of money and they're like, I don't know what to do with this. Some people earn a lot of money and spend a lot of money. Sometimes people earn money and then they just have it sitting there because they don't know what's going on. So either way, we need to make our money work for us. If your money is gone, that's a problem. If your money's staying in savings, that's a problem. If your money's earning a really low rate, sometimes I see people who've been investing and they're earning 3% a year is all. And we know that inflation is higher than that. So your money's not actually growing. The money that you've already saved and made, you've worked really hard for this money, so let's put it to work and let's divert more of it to investments so that you can make more money faster and then also retire faster. This does not need to take a lifetime. If people knew this information, we wouldn't have everybody retiring at 65. It doesn't take until you're 65 to retire. You just need to know the steps so you can shave off. Literally, I shaved off 20 years. And I probably could have retired earlier if I had decided I was going to do something besides teaching. I really loved it. I was passionate about it. And so I decided that was going to be my course. If you are making more money, then you can retire. Like I saved most of my money within 5 years. Now I was putting a lot of money aside at that point because I had paid off debt. I had gotten myself to a really good financial spot and I was really focused. If you're focused and you want this, we can make this happen. It's not that complex. It's not like rocket science, or brain surgery. It is, you have to know the steps and you have to have the education. So be willing to invest in yourself. You're going to pay for the mastermind once, but this information is stuff that you are going to use for the rest of your life. So you pay once, but you benefit for the rest of your life. So every single month for the rest of your life, you're going to make money. And every single year, you're going to make more and more money. So this investment pays itself off within a relatively short period of time. And I anticipate that you're going to make between $200,000 and $2 million, and you can make more. You saw that Anne made $172,000 in 2 years. That's just a 2-year period. Anne's going to go on to make millions of dollars over time because she has her investments allocated correctly, and she also knows what to do with the up market and a down market. So we have Gunjani, who's in the mastermind. She's teaching her 4-year-old how to invest. We have Jody is teaching her kids. Wendy's going to teach her kids. We have Prue, who's taught her kids how to become financially independent, I think at 22. And they had it all laid out. Okay, if this is what you do, because you're young enough, we'll have you retired by the time you're 22. I have seen people who've retired at age 29 or 30, but they had to start in their 20s. So you're putting your kids in an amazing place by teaching them how to invest. It just becomes natural. It becomes normal. It becomes something that mom knows what to do. This is just what we do. And so you have a chance to teach your kids to become wealthy and to have a healthy relationship with money, because anything that you do or say about money is naturally what you pass down to them. And what we want to give them is a really healthy legacy and a really good, healthy relationship with money. And so they can just grow it. And it becomes very normal for them to say, yes, this is how I invest in the stock market. This is how the stock market works. And I know exactly what's going on and I know how to make money. This is really important, that you are not stressed out about money, that all of your energy isn't going towards, I don't know what I'm going to do. The balance just keeps going down. We know we're in a recession, so the balances are going to go down. That's not what we focus on to make money. And I'll teach you what we focus on to make money. So again, there's always a transfer of wealth when there's a recession or a downturn in the market. A downturn in the market is a normal part of investing. But we're going to use that to our advantage, and we're going to take advantage of that to create a lot of wealth in a short period of time. Being in a recession is the absolute best time to learn how to invest. So even if you know nothing about investing, even if you're like super embarrassed because you think, oh my gosh, I should know, I'm super successful, but I don't know the first thing about investing. It doesn't matter. Are you teachable? Are you kind? And do you have $500 to invest? This isn't, you pay me once. I don't have my fingers in your investments. It's your own investment accounts. I don't touch your money. I just show you how to invest because my job is to empower you. I'm not doing it for you. I can do it with you, but these are your accounts. Like, we're not doing anything shady. We're not doing anything sketchy. I want to earn my money once. Number one rule of money is don't lose money. Rule number two is see rule number one. So we're going to do gold standard investing. Some families pass on. I don't know if you saw Anne's interview, but she said one of the very first things you heard her say, and my jaw dropped when she said this. She said, my parents said we don't talk about money. And I was like, what? Like, that's the last thing. We do talk about money, and here's how you do it. And so you teach your kids how to do that, and it's a positive, happy thing. I've been teaching my nieces and nephews how to invest since they were 14. And my nephew, who I started with at 14, he's 26 now, I think, maybe 25. And he's already an amazing investor. He and his wife are doing amazing things, and they're going to be financially independent in their early 30s. We have mastermind members who are 22 and 23 who are going to be financially independent in their 30s. And so you don't have to wait till you're 45 to become financially independent. It's just whenever that crossover point is, when does the passive income exceed expenses, and then you're financially independent. So you may choose to continue work, or you may say, I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to do humanitarian projects. I'm going to sit on a beach somewhere, whatever. It's really up to you. And so I want you to learn to become a master investor. And so it's called the Build Wealth Mastermind, and it's all about investing. And we have live classes, and we have classes that you can watch to learn the basics of investing, and then it just builds on itself. So it starts out very basic, and then it builds on itself, and it gets more and more, I would say, strategic. So we're all about strategic investing. 6 Australian clients, maybe more. I have clients from the UK. I have clients in Canada, Australia, Singapore, all over. So it works if you are in a first world country. This will work beautifully because the systems that are set up are all the same in first world countries. They might call them a 401k or a super or a lira or whatever it goes by, but it's all the same, and the rules are really similar. So it works no matter where you're at, and that's a great question. Wendy says they're Australian members for sure. It's a worldwide family. So we get on a Zoom call, and we have some of the best and the brightest in the world all meeting at the same time, and we're talking about investing, and we're becoming basically master investors over time. And so this is something you get better and better at. This is a learned skill. You don't have to know anything about anything. If you don't even know how the stock market works, it doesn't matter. That's what we're here to do. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to take your hand. We have mastermind members who they already know their stuff. They are going to jump in and help. They mentor people. So you get into this really cool family, and there's no such thing as a dumb question, because how are you going to know the answer if you can't ask the question? We are supportive, and we're kind, and it's a community. So it's a safe place to ask questions about finances. And that is really important to me, that everybody is kind, that it's a nurturing environment, because I want you to become better. So I want to see you succeed. I want to be throwing a party for you at your early retirement, wherever that is in the world. I want you to be a member of this community that is supportive and kind, and we celebrate wins, and we talk about finances, and we can become better. We talk about current market conditions and what we should do, and so there's a lot of helpful information. My goal is to become the best investment that you've ever made, because you're going to make so much money off of this. Again, it's really easy to make a lot of money over 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. You just need to know how it's done. And this, unfortunately, is not taught in schools, but it's taught in this mastermind. And so I invite you to invest in yourselves and just become a part of this amazing family. So I'll drop a link and for you to book a call, and we have alignment calls to make sure that it's a good fit for you and it's a good fit for the mastermind. And once we do that, then we get you onboarded. So I will drop a link to that so that you can click on that, and it's a Calendly link, and it takes you to my calendar, and you can book a spot. But let's get you in the mastermind. We don't need to stress anymore about balances going down. We don't need to stress about not being able to retire, or losing your life savings, or not having enough, or not knowing how to invest. If you've always wanted to learn how to invest or you're interested in retiring early, this mastermind is for you. And it's so important to me. It is so important to me. There's so many women who are out there just stressed out, completely stressed out. They may have been stressed before because they didn't know what to do with their finances. They didn't know how to invest. They didn't know how to make it grow. It was growing, but it really wasn't growing enough. And now you add the recession to that, and they're already working. They're working hard. I don't want people to stress unnecessarily. So let's get the word out, and there is a way to make money, actually, to cheer when there's a recession instead of being stressed out about the recession. This is actually an opportunity, a massive, massive opportunity to grow wealth very, very quickly. And I can't stress that enough. So if you're interested in the mastermind, let's book a call and let's talk. If you know somebody who's interested in the mastermind, let's eliminate like this worry and stress, and let's get people booked on so that they can become master investors. And you guys have an amazing day. Take care.